share with you. I hope you're ready to go for Christmas stuff. That's what we're doing today. But first, I want to share with you guys a beautiful card that I got from Ina. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right this time around. Look at that. She made a cluster, but using some recycled envelopes and papers. I just thought it was so pretty. And she also sent me some stamps, which I thought were really, really fun. Those would be cool to use on the Christmas cards. So yeah, thank you so much for the wonderful happy mail. I always love seeing what people make, and I love seeing that you made some clusters. I hope you had a lot of fun making them. Now today we're making postcards, and I've pulled out some sentiments from my holiday sets. You can find these sets. They come in sheets like this that you can print, and there's many different ones. They're on my Patreon store, so go and check it out if you're interested. It's fun because you can reprint them as many times, and you can cut them down and so on. So I've got some sentiments that I want to use. I made, for my Patreons, some painty papers that I thought of using some calendar page, and I thought it'd be really fun to use those to make the postcards. I used some napkins that I shared with you guys in my last haul to make these, and then some paint, and I think they turned out really fun. And some book pages also. I still have the book page close by. I might use some of that on top. I'm also going to be using some of these gift tags. I thought of using the Santas, so that's my goal. So let's pull out the Santas first, and then I'm going to cut out my cardboard box and use that to I usually try to keep the this part because I can use it for some other stuff. So I'm just gonna ditch out the little sticky sides because obviously I don't need this, and it's not gonna stick very well on anything else after it's been pulled out of something. So I'm gonna pull those back out. I'm gonna put these back in the bin that I've got of Christmas stuff, because they'll be used for something else at one point. But for now, I don't need them. And we're going to be using five of these. I just think they're perfect to, whoops, wrong side. That's the other side. I just think they're going to make some really fun Christmas things. This is pretty cool. Like, for $1.50 you get 12 pieces, and they're really pretty. And this one for $1.25 you get 16 pieces. So definitely worth it to get your images if you want for card making. Because sometimes you want to have some smaller images, and you don't want big ones. And I don't get a lot of cards that I can recycle anymore. So this is a good way of getting images that I can use for some other stuff. Okay, so we've got those out of the way. So those are going to be my 5 images, 5 Santas. They're vintagey, and I just think they're going to be really cool. I wanted this postcard set to feel like it was cohesive, so that's why I'm going with just Santas. I could have gone with anything, honestly, but I love it. And I wanted to postcards because it's a great way of sending something. Now this card set I'm going to be putting in my Etsy store. So if you're interested, the link is going to be down in the description box. But and I'm going to be including envelopes. But you could also just mail out a postcard without an envelope. And you know, sometimes you want to send out a card, but you don't want to have a big sentiment in, and just want something simple. Postcards are a great way to do that. They're also inexpensive to mail out because you're just gonna do like it's just one little piece of cardboard being sent through the mail. And I don't know for you guys, but here the price of stamps is crazy expensive. So it's a good way to limit the price. And obviously if you're going to be mailing out something that's oversized, then that's going to be even more expensive. I like using these big boxes. These are from Costco. And I believe I'm going to have enough cardboard to make all 5 of my cards, which would be great because I like the cardboard to be the same color. Different cereal boxes have different colors. They're not all the same, the exact same. So it's something to keep in mind. So I'm just gonna cut this so that it's straight edge, and then so that I can choose, I can do this. It's gonna be 6 inches, and then by 4s. So 1. See, it just works out. Now, I could probably have done it a little bit easier. If I had done this first. And then this here. Maybe I can do this here. And then this. And actually, see, it's not even, it barely makes it anyway, so either way, but I've got enough pieces to have my full set. But somehow this one is a little bit shorter. That one, it's a little bit crooked. They're not quite all equal, but close. I don't know why. Okay, so close enough. Even if it's not fully 4 by 6, it doesn't really, like, it's not a big deal. As long as it's close enough so that the set is cohesive, we're okay. Because anyway, it's a homemade set, So it's not perfect, and I don't make stuff anything that's totally perfect. If you're looking for perfection, that's not me. My stuff is end and done, and it's a little bit wonky, just like me, and I think that makes part of the charm of having this handmade, that it's not totally perfect. I find that perfection is a little bit boring, honestly. So here we go. And I will be able to offer this to the US also, now that Etsy has the way of me charging the extra tariff and duty. So, but it makes it more expensive, which really is sad, but I can't help that. I'm gonna put my name right away because I tend to forget. So I've got in my Etsy store right now some card sets also that are available for purchase if you're interested. Okay, so we've got all of that done. Now I will be putting the paper on top. So I'm going to be doing this. I should be able to have 3, hopefully. Yeah, I will be able to have 3 at least. So let's cut this down in 4 inches. So 4 inches. And 4 inches. What I love with these papers is that when you cut them down, they're really they make it makes it more cohesive. Like it's the, you know, like here it's one big mess, but when you put it down like this, it makes it look better. I don't know how to explain it, but other than saying that, that's how I feel it. So we're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna do 4 inches and 4 inches. And I'm gonna keep the leftovers because those will make awesome other makes. I can use them for the small cards that I'll probably be making this month. I can also use them for in other projects. I never waste kinky papers. Like I feel like I spend a lot of time and energy making them, so I try to keep them. I love reusing items like the envelope, not envelopes, but the calendar page, which, I mean, I used to have these big calendars at work, and they worked perfect for this type of projects. I could have also used some 12 by 12 papers that have patterns that I'm never going to use. Those would also have been a good choice. Okay, so we've got all of these that are done. now I'm going to be choosing what I want to add to them, including possibly some book page, because I have these here that this is the same type of book page, and I thought maybe like if I put something like that and I put it on top, that it could be fun. So we shall see. I also have the paint, because I thought maybe once I put this on, maybe I could go over the edges with this paint, so that it's going to cover some of that also. Okay, so let's put this together. Usually when I do these, I try to make sure that it's glued well. So that includes putting tape runner, but also doing the glue, just to make sure that it really sticks together. Okay, and then I'm going to put this. The fact that you're using the glue stick also allows you to have a little bit of wiggle room when you put it down. Like if it's not perfectly aligned, you can readjust a bit. So I'm gonna make sure that it's well. I was gonna do this on the other side, but there's texture and I don't want to damage it, so I'm gonna just do it this side. Okay, and then there is a little bit of cardboard that I see here, so I'm just gonna take my scissors and remove it. And that's the first one. I'm going to use the painty papers also that I made to give as background papers for the freebie sheets for next month. I've got a feeling it's going to be a relatively big set. Here, this I'm filming this on the, which date are we? We're the 13th of November, and we've had some snow pretty much every day of the week, and it wasn't the you know, sometimes you get those little snow flurries that are like barely anything. No, we got like the big snowman type of snow. It was so strange, and obviously many people were. We have to put snow tires on our cars for the 1st of December. I don't understand why people wait until the last minute, but then again, I've never been one last minute type of girl. It just worries me to be last minute. So we always put the snow tires in the month of October, because you never know when you have snow, and my husband works further north, so it's highly probable that there'd be snow. I mean, I've seen snow on Halloween days, you know, so I figured we always do it early just in case, but because it was like earlier than the past few years, people were totally taken aback. And like many people had a car accident because of it, because they didn't have their snow tires and they weren't ready for it. And of course, because it's last minute, then everybody's like rushing to the garage to put their snow tires, but then there's no place anymore in the garage. Like So yeah, so I was glad I had the tires on my car, and my husband also. But even though we were equipped, I still worried, because obviously the fact that you're ready is okay, but if the other people on the roads don't have tires and they go sliding and all over the place, then obviously it's dangerous for you as well. So yeah, it's like all those people that purchase gifts like last minute. I can't do that. It stresses me out. I can't. I don't feel inspired. I just feel like I'm going nuts. So I try to get my stuff done ahead of time so that I'm not running around like a crazy person. Obviously, sometimes like last minute, you have a gift that you need last minute. That happens, but most of the time I try to be ahead of time in my gift making, because I don't like stressing out. I don't enjoy it. And I don't enjoy going to malls when everybody's like fighting for a parking space. That also is crazy to me. So yeah, I'm definitely not a last minute type of girl. I like to be there for appointments or anything. I like to be there earlier. I like to make sure that I'll have time. Otherwise, it just stresses me out and I'm miserable. So, but I wish I was more relaxed and more not a care in the world and not worried for stuff. It's just not me, I guess. Also like to try to find some unique items for people, so I tried to go, when I'm shopping around throughout the year, I try to think of people I know and love, and if I find items that I know that they're gonna enjoy, try to grab them before at that time. So by the time Christmas comes around, usually I have quite a lot of my stuff done. I'm also trying this year to make a little bit more handmade gifts. Like for example, for my son and my daughter, I know they're not into card making, so I made them a box of cards, everyday card type of thing. I figured that could be useful for them. And yeah, trying to make things that are going to be more unique, handmade. Okay, so I'm just going to use my finger and edge. Like I like the look that it gives. And it's just going to be a little bit of paint. Probably I should have done that after I finished, but so that it would have time to dry. So I've got a feeling I'll mess up by touching it, but oh well. Too late. I've started. So I like the look that it gives. It's almost like there's a technique of flossing. I think that's what it is, or like you emboss the you use embossing powders, and that would give a similar look. But if you were to emboss, it would give like the more dimension, obviously, than paint. This is more one dimension. But it's the right color with since it's the same paint. I feel like it's the right color for the postcard, so it's not introducing another color. I hope that you're enjoying this longer video. I know that most of the time, even if my videos are longer, you don't mind so much. At this time, I feel like most of you guys will probably have finished making your Christmas cards. I know that some of you have already started mailing them out. I should do that, honestly, just so this way I'm sure that they would reach wherever they're supposed to go in time. Maybe I'll do that next weekend. Can't do it this weekend because I'm going down to Sherbrooke, but maybe the weekend after would be a good weekend to do that. Pull out a list. I usually have a list of all the people that I send cards to, and then like there's all my Patreons, obviously, that are gonna get a handmade card, and friend and family. Also, my stepdad usually asks for some handmade cards, so I'm gonna need to figure out which image to use this year for his cards and make them ahead of time. Okay, so I've done that. Now my baby wipes are really dry, so I'm gonna just try to pull some out, but use some water to revive them, and try to remove the paint that I've got now on my finger. Okay, so we're gonna start off with this one, which was the first one I made. Now, that is a pretty paper to use, but I'm not loving the fact that there's that it looks like a tag. So I'm thinking maybe I should just go around and cut around it so that the hole is not there. Also, I'm realizing that there's a foam underneath here. And I think I'm going to remove the foam because for postcard I don't want it to be raised, because otherwise it can get stuck. Obviously I'm gonna be supplying envelopes, but I would still prefer that the card be safe to be mailed out as a regular postcard, you know? Okay, so, whoa, what happened there? Um, okay, so I'm not loving putting this directly, so I'm going to put it on the piece of paper and I'll go around again. I like that better. So we'll go, let's say, like this. Then I can put the season's greeting, but doesn't look good. It's not quite the right red. No, I purchased some papers. Let's see. I know I have some red here that are small. Like that would be better. And that's the only little piece of red that there is in this pack. There's green in the other pack, like a dark green. That could look good also. Not quite the right size though. Huh. And I don't have green and shoot. Have this green. Might not be bad. It's not quite the same. What else do I have? I have this, which is kind of gold. Or I could cut it out. Cut it so that it's in 2 words. could put that on top of the green. Okay, so let's do that. I'm gonna use this double-sided tape. It's very thin. Perfect for this. Like so. This. Like that. I should put this one so that it was more aligned, like centered it a bit. Okay. I'm gonna try to leave it so that I've got a big piece that can be used for something else. And then put this on top of that. Try to cut this so that it's even. The smaller ones are harder to do with the guillotine, but this should be fine. Now, would it be better if I was to put this on top of that? Maybe. I love layers. What can I say? Yeah, like that. Okay, so that was a long postcard to make. Would have figured I would have been done with it earlier, but I guess that's what happens when you want to put a lot of layers. So this is the first one. Then for the second one, I can put these are gonna be, maybe I can put these on the side like that and this more like this, so that this taller is gonna take more room. And I always keep these little bits of ribbon. You never know when they're gonna be useful. Okay, so think. Let's see if it works. Again, like that. And then I can do that. This on the red. And for the sentiment, I'm not gonna tear it. I'm gonna just do it straight. Yeah, I think I like that a lot. Okay, this one didn't take as long. Woohoo! So here we go. It's old paper, and it just, the glue doesn't necessarily react well with it. Here we go. Okay, so then the next one, I'm gonna do this center. I'm thinking I'm gonna put him more at the bottom. And I like this Merry Christmas. I hope it fits. Yep. Yay. Just as I was hoping. Okay. It could be just like that, because it with the this piece, it would be the perfect thing. So just a tiny bit of something. So let's go for it. Go. I think I'll have barely enough tape to do what I need. Here we go. Okay, so then the next ones we will be putting these little ones. And I don't want that foam. Also want to make sure that the image is aligned properly. Because it wasn't really centered. Now I'm not convinced that it's gonna stick on the part that has the bling, but the middle portion doesn't have any, so that should work. That should stick on there. Okay, so here we go. And then I have 'Tis the Season, and also Happy Holidays. So I think I want to use the smaller one. So this one is the one that I want to use. And then I'm also gonna cut Happy Holidays. And I'm going to take the smaller one also. Okay, so this one I had cut the backing, but I didn't remove this, so I'll do that right now. Okay, so one is going to be with this, and one is going to be probably in the other direction, like that. Now, this one has a lot of green with the candle, so I'm thinking that it could be very pretty if it was with this sentiment. I could put it on this piece. Like that. And then I could make it so that this works here. Okay, so could I actually make it so that both are there? I wonder. Have to hide the 3. It will be a bit tight if I do both, but it would work. So let's do it. Might as well do it right now, because I'm gonna make sure to leave enough room in between. So here we go. It worked. So here we go. And the last one is going to be this one. And I think I'm going to go for both. Like that. And sorry about my stomach grumbling. It's telling me that it's lunchtime and I need to stop to eat. There has to be a page that has weights. we go. I love the vintage feel of these cards. The vintage Santas, and I think they turned out really sweet. I hope you will think so as well. And that's the last card. So let's review what we did. With all of these. Gonna keep these little bits because those could be useful with the rest of my project this month. Okay, so here are all 5 of my postcards. I really hope that you like them and that you've enjoyed this very long video. And I will see you all next week. Love you. Take care. Bye.